Hi everyone, my name is Pia. Today I'm going to be showing you how to feminize your face with makeup. So if you want to know, then stay tuned. Okay, now before we start, I would just like to say that please guys, take care of your skin because your skin is so important. I haven't always been confident sharing myself without makeup on camera with you guys, but lately I have just been feeling a little bit more comfortable and confident within myself, and that is just due to having the right skincare. Also, I've been doing laser hair removal. I'm on my second session now, and I actually do this at home. I will be uploading a video of that very soon. If you would like to know my current skincare routine, then please drop a comment down below and let me know. Okay, with all of that out of the way, let's just first do a little introduction of what we want to achieve today. So let's talk about how we can feminize our face with makeup. So the first thing we want to be doing is focusing on light. For primer, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Putty Primer. I love this stuff. It really does just smooth out the pores. So what I mean by focusing on light, we want to be using light shades and light tones because the male structure of the bone is normally a lot more dense and a lot more deeper. We want to focus more on light so we can bring those features forward. The male face structure is a lot more hollow, so bringing light to the face is just going to create more of a softness. What is this called? For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Nars Radiant Long Wear Foundation in the shade Stromboli. So I think primer is really important, especially if you are trans, because we do suffer from a lot of texture in our face, and primer really does, and I'm telling you, it really does smooth out the pores. The primer that I use by e.l.f. is a really good one. I really do like the Nars foundation because it's really full coverage, but at the same time it's not heavy and you can really build it up. You can also color correct on the areas where you do suffer from a little bit of discoloration and the blue undertones. I normally do color correct, but today I'm just showing you more of a quick, easy way of doing it. So this is kind of more like your day-to-day makeup for like work or school, anything like that. Once you've blended all your foundation in, you want to choose a concealer that is not too light. As I said, we want to focus on softness, so by using a really light concealer, it's going to really make everything look harsh. So we want to avoid that by just using something a little bit lighter than your skin tone. Today I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer. I'm going to place this more in the center of my face because I want to bring in more fullness in the middle here, because this is where we tend to have less volume in our faces because naturally we don't have that. You can also do above your lip. This will also help from discoloration too. I'm not going too heavy with this because I just feel like you really don't need too much concealer. I'm going to also do my eyelids. Now we just blend this with a beauty blender. I have blended out my concealer. I'm going to set my whole face with powder now, and I'm going to use e.l.f. Sheer Tint Finishing Powder. It's very close to my skin tone. I'm just going to apply that everywhere. Now by using MAC's foundation powder, I'm going to place this on the area where I concealed, and it is a quite light shade. With a brush. Another thing I would like to mention is that I feel like sometimes trends are just kind of very experimental and very bold. A lot of times these things don't really work, especially on me. For example, the bushy eyebrow trend is very in right now, and to me, creating my eyebrows to be a little bit more bushier is definitely gonna make me look more masculine. So just be mindful that just because it's a trend, it doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna look good. Let's move on to bronzer, and I'm going to be using the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. As I do have a tan today, our bronzing is going to be a little bit more stronger. I just tap in like that and then obviously remove the excess. You want to be careful to not do this too much because we really don't want to create a lot more depth than we already naturally have. We just want to warm up our face. Make sure the strokes that we're doing is round because we want to create kind of a fullness in our face. So just focus on roundness and fullness, and that's the illusion you want to create with makeup. For example, if you have the habit of just creating a strong darkness here, then that's definitely not going to feminize your face. That will further make your face look more masculine. So the trick here is just to create roundness, kind of like a C. And you don't want to go too high. You kind of want to go just on the cheekbone or below. Even with the jawline, you don't want to create too much of a harsh line. You just kind of want to go around. Now, if you have a very strong forehead bone structure, then you might want to go easy with the contour on the forehead. That can make it look a lot more harsher, so you want to be careful. With me, I just like to stick around the perimeter, and I don't like going around here. The male structure of the face, this area kind of hollows out, so I don't like to go there. I just kind of focus it here, closest to the hairline. If you start adding bronzer closest to this area, it's really gonna draw the eye to the hollowness that we have here and we don't want that. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do is nose contour. This is definitely optional, but as again, the male face, we do tend to have bigger noses. So if you want to create more of a slimming nose, then you can definitely do that by just using a bronzer. So the overall trick for this is you can do the whole shebang and make it look artistic and, you know, really shade the corners. But if you want more of a simple but very effective way of making your nose look slimmer, if you go to the area of your nose that you think looks the biggest, get your bronzer and start to just buffer some bronzer on that area, and that's gonna definitely diminish the light because we're working with light and shadow here, and it's definitely gonna draw it in. This is such a good trick if you are wanting to nose contour but you want it to look realistic. Just by placing a little bit of bronzer on the nose can really create a smaller nose. Do you see that? I'm going to add blush. I'm going to be using the Revoloution blush palette. I love this palette, it's really great. I kind of just dip into every kind of shade and just work with that. With a big brush like this. I like to place my blush on the highest points of my face. So for example here. Because this is where naturally the sun will hit it because it's the highest point. So just that area and on the nose too. If you smile, go on the apples of your cheek also. Just like that. A little bit on the chin. That's it. Oh. Moving on to the eyes, I'm going to be using the Revoloution blush palette again. This is the Golden Sugar to Rose Gold, so this is a really nice highlighting palette. I'm going to take the shade over here and I'm just going to dip my brush. Now, we want to stay away from darkness and we want to focus on light, as we said. We're going to just be using a really bright colour to open up our eyes. As I said, our eyes are normally a lot more sunken in, so we want to bring the lightness back to our eyes. Now, this is definitely not going to be a dramatic eye look. This is a very simple look, but very effective. So I'm just using a light shade. The lighter the better. And I'm using this all over my lid, all the way to the brow bone. In the inner corners of our eyes, it's really good too. And that's already opened up my eyes, but in a very minimal way, as if I never tried. That's the trick. Okay guys, my camera decided to just mess up on me, but what I did was use this shade and I put it all over my eyelid, just like this, all over. And I got my finger and I put it all over under my eyes too. And you can tell it automatically opens your eyes. And then I created a soft line with a dark brown eyeshadow. You can use any type of brown. And I just placed that on the outer corner of my eye. I focus on the outer eye, and that will definitely create that cat eye feel, which in my opinion is very feminine. I'm gonna do my brows now, and I'm gonna be using this Max Factor Fill and Shape. I'm not doing anything too crazy. I'm literally just filling in my brows. By the way guys, thinner the brows, the more feminine. I definitely need to do my brows, as you can tell. I think it's that time. And I just like to focus more of like a natural straight shape rather than an arched shape, because I just feel like it's a lot softer to the face, and that's, to me, softness is feminine. That's what I really do with my brows. Now, you can also add lashes for this look, or you can just add mascara, but today I will be adding lashes. You can use any lashes, and I will be right back to show you guys what these lashes look like. I am back, and I know these lashes look super crazy, but I'm just trying to demonstrate to you guys what eyelashes can do to the face. You can definitely tell that my face looks a lot more feminine. Okay, the final step I'm going to be doing is adding a lipstick, and I don't tend to go for something too dark. I choose to go for something a little bit more neutral or more on the pinky side, because I feel like the pink really just makes your lips look so much nicer. I'm going to be using Maybelline SuperStay matte lipstick. It doesn't say the shade, I'm so sorry guys, but there's definitely loads of shades that will match you, so it doesn't really matter. And this is really light, this is really light. It looks super crazy, but then I just go ahead and pull the No. 7 High Shine Lip Gloss, and this is kind of an orange based lip gloss, and it just neutralizes everything, to be honest. So this is the final look guys. What do you think? So if this video helped you, please give this video a thumbs up. If you have any tricks on how to feminize your face, I would love to know. Please comment down below. I would love to know what you guys do. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and yes, thank you for watching. Bye!